Hi, everybody. It's Hump Day, and I'm back to follow up from last week's episode when I had just gotten back from Estes Park Wool Market, and I shared a little snippet with Galina Khmeleva, who is sort of the I don't know, tradition keeper and teacher of Orenburg lace, which is a tradition that comes out of rural Russia and produces these beautiful, exquisite gossamer lace shawls. And so Galina Khmeleva lives in Fort Collins, which is only about an hour from Estes Park. And Interweave Press is out of Denver. So there are a lot of publications and articles through Interweave Press that Galina has published about her Orenburg lace. She has a book. She has many interviews. She has patterns, of course. And so what I have here today is a little interview I did with her where she talks about how she got going in all of this. And I've included the transcript. Hopefully it all fits in. I hope I don't have a limit in the description. So we'll see about that. What else did I want to tell you? So Galina was really excited about our cashmere that is on our cones. That's 2-ply, and it's 100 grams, and you have about 800 yards. And so she was very excited to use this to create some shawls and sent some of her students my way. So I will link resources and yeah, so you can learn more about Orenburg lace. And I did a little bit of a recording so you could see the beautiful examples that were in her booth. And then hear how she got started on preserving and teaching about this amazing tradition from her native Russia. So thanks, everybody. I'll see you next week with more about camel. And yeah, have a wonderful week. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter. That comes out on Fridays, and I'll put the link to be able to sign up for that too in the description. Bye, everybody.
So here we are, Estes Park. This is Galina's booth, and here's some of her amazing lace work. It's unbelievable. And so Galina has been part of the, actually been solely responsible really for bringing the Russian or Soviet tradition of Orenburg lace to the American public. And she's done that for 30 years, half of her lifetime. So I'll just show you some of her beautiful items in the booth, and then we'll have a quick little chat with her, and she can tell you a little more about, it's gossamer. Can you tell? Just like the air and some of her nice tools and things, and then, just more of her work. So this was a highlight of the show for me, that I got to meet Galina and learn more about her work and, build up a little collaboration with her.
And I'm Galina Khmeleva. I'm instructor of fine lace spinning and also fine lace knitting. And I started my business long time ago, approximately 1991 in Maine of United States, of course, because I started my journey in United States as a student of Washington, D.C. International Practical Training for Women's Crafts. And when I graduate, my journey, J1 visa, my expire, I decided to go back home, and life has changed, especially in Russia. This means all my knowledge was useful. Useless, yeah, because nobody wanted to actually follow rules of capitalism. And obviously nobody thinking about to save tradition, particularly about Orenburg crafts what was originated almost 300 years ago. It was difficult time to struggle for a while until when I met my husband, George Gerard, who was from Boston, and by accident or not accident, he came as an investigator to search for opportunity for businesses from investment group from Boston. And occasionally, it happens sometimes. Somebody introduced us like our mutual friend, and rest of history. I convinced George to work with me because I already established my business as a casket design in this time, and to introduce to American spinners and knitters. This is very old tradition from Orenburg region, and start to search for fiber, for yarn, what can be suitable in American continent. Took me for a while to search this. And the beginning of 1996, I had a nerve to start my first tour of my Orenburg knitted lace workshops, because I remember one weekend we still live in Boston area. We decided to participate in culture exchange, culture survival fair in Harvard University in Boston. And suddenly people start to ask me, do you do workshops? I even didn't know what is this workshop, because I start to ask George, then my boyfriend, and George said, workshop. Yeah, this is something in garage, right? With tools. No, actually wasn't like this. And from my time when I used to live for 4 years in Maine, I had a lot of friends, a lot of fiber enthusiastic people. And I remember somebody introduced me for Margaret Stove, who came in United States with her workshop tour around the East Coast. And suddenly I remember I have her business card, her fax number, and I faxed her to New Zealand, and I just politely asked, what do you think? Can I do this workshop and where to start? And suddenly 2 o'clock in the morning in this St. Petersburg apartment where I used to live in this time, fax machine start to spill 17 pages with all these instructions from Margaret Stove, what to do and most important not to do in workshop. And rest of history, because since 1996 I traveled very far away and often, and sometimes 8 months of the year, all around the United States, Canada, Italy, France, Australia, to conduct workshops all around the world. In craft cruises for 12 years, I was instructor in craft cruises in Holland, America. Little by little, I've become very confident about my skills. I wrote like 40 different articles in different publications, couple books, 4 DVDs, 4 hours internet classes, and now I feel like, just like my life actually accomplished. And for me, each time when I go in different shows, I try to find suitable fibers, suitable yarn, would actually complement Orenburg my classes, because I can suggest to my students what I saw, what I try, and for me, always interesting to find something new and something excellent and luxurious, just to make heirloom shawls. because they actually very time consuming project, and definitely this is one of these original Orenburg shawls what I try now to save for future, because I have archives with 400 patterns what ready to start, because I have now more free time and I need actually to start my another chapter of my life, to start to produce patterns. And who knows, maybe Orenburg finally recognize my contribution to their crafts, and after 50 years when I passed away, they will put bust front of their city office.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much,
You're
Galina.
welcome.